So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a problem, then I'm going to have one to try, and then there'll be an extra one that you can try at home if you'd like, okay? So these will go in the order, hey there, these will go in the order of what you will see on the quiz on Monday, okay? So just have a sheet of paper out. Again, there's paper up here if you want some of that. So this will be going in the order of what your test is be. This is recorded. So very first problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, what do I have in common between the two? It looks like 5 and x goes into both. 5 times what number gives me 30? That would be 6. I took one of the x's out, so there's an x left behind. If I take a negative 5x out of negative 10x, I'm left with 2. Okay? Actually, let me go backwards on this. What was the biggest number I could take out? 10. Sorry. I was off task. I already did it wrong. If I factor a 10x out, that gives me 3x minus 1. Okay? So try this one. Again, you're on your own sheet of paper. This is not in your book. This will help you for the quiz. So try that one. I'll give you about 45 seconds to try it. I'll take that a bit.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Genius.
All right, here we go. So what's the biggest number? 5. Can I factor an x out as well? Yep. And so 5 times what gives me 40? That would be 8. If I factor an x out of x squared, I'm left with an x. The minus sign comes along. If I factor a 5x out of 15x, what do I get left? 3. Done. This will be one you can try later. Okay, reserve this to do later this weekend. Okay, I'm not going to go over it. It's just similar. I'm going to sit back here. Not because you guys did anything wrong. It just looks comfy. I'll take stuff later. All right, so again, make sure you have a sheet of paper out. These are in the order of what our quiz is. I want you to do well on this. Next problem, we might have something that looks like this. Okay, so we have 3 terms. All we're looking at is for greatest common factor. What's the maximum number I can take out of all 3? 5. Nothing else is going to factor out. Make sure you keep in context these signs. It's done. Can't go any further on that one. Okay? So go ahead and try this one. Give you about a minute. The one on the far side will be reserved for you to do later. What'd you factor out of all 3? 2. Leaves behind an x squared minus 2x plus 4. You're done. Okay? This one will be to try later. Okay? Give you practice. Can I move on? Next, you might come across something that looks like this. What can I factor out of both? X plus 7, good. What do I have left behind it once I do that? Yeah, I have that x plus 7. So it happens to be x plus 7, x plus 7. Okay? Try this one. See how you do. And then this one over here on the far column, you try at home. Oops, I ran out of space. What can I factor out? X plus 3. What do I have left? X minus 8. Done. Okay, again, that last problem, you could try at home. A couple of you aren't doing notes. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I was quick on the draw. Ready, Freddie, Betty, and Eddie? Ready? Here we go. All right, so the first one is going to look like this: x squared plus 0x minus 49. So realize this, I can multiply those together. There's a 1 out front, so I get negative 49. So I know in order to get a negative, I have alternating signs. In order to get that 0 right there, what do you know about the two numbers? What do you think about the two numbers? They have to be the exact same. I have to have a positive 7 and a negative 7. Positive 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. Plug these in, so I'm going to get x squared. Whatever order you want, just make sure you keep the signs going. Factor this out. This sign comes through. Factor a 7 out. So my answer is going to be x plus 7, because I had those the same, and then x minus 7. Okay, try this one. And then the last column will be one to try at home. Good? And just so you know, I have these notes I will post. And when I post them, I'll have that third column all done for you, okay? So if you look at that tonight on Schoology or sometime this weekend, you should verify it. May I transition? So the next one is going to look similar to what we did, but it's not going to have the 0x in there. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Okay, so it's okay that you recognize that this kind of problem could be written like this. Okay, this is the exact same thing. So we multiply those together, you get negative 1. In order to do this right, they have to add up to 0. So you're going to get a plus 1 and a minus 1. Make sure you have x's with those. Factor out an x. Negative sign comes down. Factor out a 1. So I'll go ahead and try this one. It's going to be done the same way. Last column will be done for later. Give you a couple minutes to try that second one. Thanks. Not here. Haven't seen him in a while. Thank you. There's the answer. Last one will be done for you later, so you can double check it. Questions so far? We are done all right? Good to go? Ready? Key? Good? All good? All right. Okay, so when we do this problem, I want to make sure I have one out front, multiply those together, I get a positive 12. You know, because all the signs are positive, it's going to be positive, positive. So 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Which of those both being positive add to 7? Yeah. So make those x's, they're both positive. Plug them in. Whatever order you want, just make sure you keep the signs. As long as these match, that means it factors. And then you have that left. So go ahead and try this one. And the last one will be for later. Put a 1 out front. Being both those signs are positive, we get positives. Factors 14, 1, 14, and 2 and 7. Which of those add up to 9? 2 and 7, both positive. Make sure you have an x with them. Rewrite them. Whatever order you want, it's totally fine. Just make sure you keep the signs. Those are the same. And x plus 7. We good? Last one's for you to try later. Actually, what I'll do for later is rather than save the slide, I will finish the recording so at the back end of the recording will be the third column worked out if you have time to watch that. Make sure you did it right. May I move on? Everyone's okay? Cracks me up. There's people in here whose grade sucks and you're sitting there on your phone. Figure it out. Let my parents call in because, you know, I learned better on my phone. Come on, guys. I'm reviewing for you for a reason. I'm not barking at the rest of you. I'm barking at those who don't have a clue of what your phone is doing to your education. It's taken away from it. I'm pretty sure your high school diploma doesn't say, I have 586,000 followers on Instagram. I've yet to see that. Okay? If you have a problem with it, go bring it up with somebody else, not me. Okay, multiply these together. That's positive 12, agree? Both signs will be positive, yes? So I get 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Which ones add up to the 7? Yep, and they're both positive, yes? Bring this straight down, have a little more room. You have x, factor that out, you have 2x plus 3, plus, factor 2 out. I'm left with x plus 2. Okay, So try this next one, see if you can figure it out. Third column for you to figure out later. What's up? Oh, hang on. I don't know. I can't read my own writing. That is a 3. Yes, thank you. There's that one worked out. Again, the third column for you to work out later. May I move on? Good, good, good. Next one's going to look pretty similar. It's just I'm trying to give you some variety of signs. So this one, we're going to multiply those together. I'm going to get negative 24. You know by this, we're going to have alternating signs because when you multiply two numbers together to get a negative, one has to be negative. So I get 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. Okay, which of those, one being positive, one being negative, would add up to the positive 5? 3 and 8. Which one has to be positive? 8. Good. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down. Bring down the minus 12. So you get minus 3x plus 8x. Factor of 4 out. What do you have left? You have 2x minus 3, and then you have x plus 4 is the other one. Yeah.
Okay, so we basically figure out which numbers have to be positive and negative 5. It's just how to order.
It's a great question. So if I went negative 3 plus 8, do I get positive 5? If I did 3 minus 8, I'd get negative 5. So I'm trying to make this work. So this is the one that would make it work. And that's what you plug in the middle. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Next problem. Try this one. See how you do. And then this one over here will be one to try later. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Gotcha. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you. There's the second one. The third one you can look up later. Okay, so that takes us out of factoring. There's four more things I want to work through. Four more types of problems. But these are the factoring. This is where undoing. Agree? We're looking at greatest common factors. We're looking at grouping. We're looking at all kinds of different things. So now this is going to change pace a little bit. So this first one, we have 5x okay? So this is just distribute. So I'm going to get 5x to the 1 plus 3 plus 25x to the 2 plus 1 minus 3x. Notice I showed the addition. Take care of the addition. So you come to this. The problem is now done. Okay? So try this one. And then the far column will be for later. See if you can figure out what I did. Questions on that one? And again, that third one, try that later, see how you do. Ready for me to move on? Good. Here we go. Very similar, next set of problems. Just kind of improve it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to distribute this over, so I get 5x3 plus 2 plus 10x1 plus 3 plus 15x to the third. Go ahead and combine that, so I get 5x to the fifth. Combine that, so I get 10x to the fourth. And that doesn't get combined, just comes down. So try this next problem. If you get stuck on it, take a look what I've done in a sec. And then the third column will be something for you to try later. Questions about that? You feel comfortable with what I did? Yeah.
So, like, you know how you did 3 plus 2 with the power sign?
Uh-huh.
Do we have to show our work?
Nope, I just wanted to show you where it's coming from.
Okay.
Is that all right? No, you could go from the first step to the last step on those. I just wanted to make sure you have an understanding that when you're multiplying the same bases, you add the exponent. Cool? Oh, I'm sorry. Was everyone ready? I'm sorry. We're good? All right. So there's the first problem. Those are like terms. It's done. Gonna try this one. And the third column will be for something for you to try and double check later. Questions on that one? Hood in the hood. Again, that third column for later. And the very last set of problems to do, and then I will take a look at what you did for homework and go over any homework questions. Cool? Ready? So students might goof up on this one because you're going to see it and you're like, oh, I can just go ahead and factor out. This one, they want you to multiply it. Okay, so what you're going to do here is you're going to multiply here, here. And then multiply here and here. Check to see if you have like terms. This one happens to. If they weren't like terms, you could just leave it in descending order. So try this one. And the third column will be one for you to try later. Oh, I didn't run out of room. All right, distribute here, here. Like terms. There's our answer. Questions? Good? All right. You were given your registration stuff. So the majority of you will sign up for CP Geometry. Okay? If you did not pass CP Algebra 1, you're going to repeat it. You're like, oh, I'll just sign up for whatever I want. No, I'll correct it. Okay? Some of you, if you happen to earn an A with me first semester, this is a definite. If you earned an A, you can also, if you would like, sign up for this. CP Algebra 2. So that means if you earned an A with me first semester, and I'll talk to you individually if that was you, I will sign off for both of these, meaning you have to take this as a minimum. If you want to, though, you can kind of double up. That kind of opens up some more options of math later. So it's kind of your choice. But majority of you should take this. Those who got the A's, I'll sign off to take this as well if you wanted to double up. If you didn't pass first semester, I'm re-signing you up to take the class over again. Okay? All right, so questions off the homework that I can help you with? Yeah. 7? All right, problem number 7 is 12x squared plus 7x minus 10. So I'm going to multiply those together so I get negative 120. You still with me? In order to get a negative, you have to have alternating signs. 1 times 120 is 120, 2 times 60 is 120, 3 times 40 is 120, 4 times 30 is 120, 5 times 24 is 120, 6 times 20 is 120, 7, 8, and 15 is 120. So it's got a lot of factors, right? This is the only one that's going to work to add up to the 7. So I have to have a positive 15 and a negative 8. So bring this straight down. Bring this straight down. Fill the middle with negative 8x plus 15x. I have a 4x in common. That gives me 3x minus 2. Plus sign comes down. Factor out of 5. 3x minus 2. 3x minus 2 and 4x plus 5. Yeah, buddy. Anything else you'd like to see? Yeah. 10? Okay. Number 10. So first thing you need to see on this one is they all have a y in common. That's okay. This y needs to come straight down. And then I'm going to factor x squared plus 8x plus 7. Is 1 plus 7 equal to 8? Answer is yes. Factor out an x plus 1. Plus sign comes down. Factor out a 7, x plus 1. And there's your answer. Cool? All right, so friends, there are those extra problems that I put for you to try. What we did is the exact order of what we'll do on the quiz on Monday. Okay? Bless you. So, okay, so hopefully you've trying this at home. This one looks like I have a common factor of 5x. Factor that out. 5 times 2 is 10. X times x is x squared, so we have an x. Minus 1. There's our answer. Last problem, let's see. Looks like I can factor a 3 out of everything. If I factor a 3 out of 3x squared, I'm left with x squared. If I factor a 3 out of 6x, I'm left with 2x. Factor 3 out of 12, or negative 12, I have a negative 4. Problem's done. This particular one, we want to say we can factor both of those out. We have x plus 4 in common. What do we have left? We have the x plus 5 left. Problem's done. Don't confuse this one with when I'm just distributing over. All right, this one, I know I have a 1 out front, so I have negative 100, and I'm trying to get to 0. So I know I have to be alternating signs. The only two numbers that will work are 10 and 10. So positive 10 and negative 10 will work. Okay, all the other factors of 100 will not get you 0. So you get x squared plus 10x minus 10x minus 100. Factor out an x, so I get x plus 10. Factor out that negative 10. So it's negative 10, and I get x plus 10. So those are the same. So I get x plus 10. What do I have left? X minus 10. All right, this one's going to be done the same way. Make sure we plug that 0x in there. Okay, so I'm going to multiply those together. So I get negative 4. The only factors of negative 4 that will add up to 0 are positive 2 and negative 2. Make sure you have x's. So you have x squared plus 2x minus 2x minus 4. X plus 2. Factor out a negative 2. Change both signs. So you get x plus 2 and x minus 2. Okay, you're going to put a 1 out front. 5 times 1 is positive 5. All signs are positive, so I know it has to be positive, positive. 1 times 5 gives me 5. 1 plus 5 gives me 6. That's going to totally factor. So x squared plus 1x plus 5x plus 5. Factor out an x plus sign comes with it. Factor out a 5. Make sure you have a 1 as a placeholder. X plus 1 and x plus 5 is our answer. All right, we're going to multiply those together, so I'm going to get positive 30. All signs are positive in there, so it's going to be positive, positive. So 1 times 30 is 30, 2 times 15 is 30, 3 times 10 is 30, and 5 times 6 is 30. 5 and 6, if they're both positive, add up to the 11. So I'll bring this down here, so I get 2x squared plus 5x plus 6x plus 15. You have an x in common there, so you get 2x plus 5. Positive sign comes with it. Factor out a 3, left to 2x plus 5. 2x plus 5 is the same on both. What you want, you have x plus 3 left over. It's another one, so I'm going to multiply those together, so I get negative 10. In order to get a negative number when multiplying, one has to be positive, one has to be negative. So 1 and 10 and 2 and 5 work. We want the one being positive, one being negative to add to 9. So this will work. So I want a positive 10. Positive 10 minus 1 is 9. Okay, so I'll bring this down. So I get 2x minus 1x plus 10x minus 5. You could add those in either order. So I'm going to factor on x. That gives me 2x minus 1. Factor out a 5. That's 2x minus 1. So my answer is 2x minus 1 and x plus 5. Okay, this one, all we want to do is distribute over to all three terms. So 3 times 2 is 6. X to the first times x to the second is x to the third. Plus 3 times 5 is 15. X times x is x to the second. Then 3x times negative 6 is negative 18x. Problem's done. This one, again, we're going to distribute over. So I'm going to get 3x to the third times x to the second. So add the exponents. So 3x to the fifth plus 9x, x to the third times x to the first is x to the fourth, minus 21x to the third. We're just going to double distribute here. So x times x, x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Those are like terms. Combine them together. Don't leave them like that. There's your answer. You could have that as a plus 1x if you wanted to as well. And then on this one, distribute over. So I'm going to get 6x squared plus 18x. Distribute over the positive 2, so I get plus 4x plus 2. Those are like terms. Make sure they're like terms before you add them. They should be. If they're not, don't add them together. Just keep them out there. There's your answer. And that's it. Have a great weekend. Take care of one another. Bye-bye.